Hello and welcome to Riverside, California, site to race number 21 of the Coke Vanilla Cup Series. But first, it's qualifying, and yes, we are looking at Sam Curse. That's because this is the only way I'm going to be able to tell who is the first car out onto the track. And there you see it. It looks like it will be the 01 car, and indeed it will be the Army Chevrolet of Jay Stella. Not a whole lot to say about the Army car. Stella knows that he will have to make it in on his qualifying speed if he wants to race this weekend, because that car just does not have the owner's points. Stella is a winner this season. He won a few races back at the road course in St. Petersburg, so maybe another road course here. Maybe Jay Stella might be able to do some good if he makes the race. Another one of the go-or-go homers, Matthew Marias, has to make it on speed because his points definitely will not be good enough to make it in. The number 19 Dodge dealer's car for Evernham Motorsports. Let's see how the rookie can do here on this road course. Alex Hawkins very much in danger. I'd say he's a go-or-go homer as well. 42nd in the owner's points coming in. That's probably not going to be good enough to get in on points. Speed going to be about the only way Alex Hawkins will be racing come Sunday. The All-Star race winner there for Hawkins. Tristan Wilhoit, one of the recent race winners this season. He too also has to make it in on speed because he is not in the top 42 in owners points at the start of this race weekend. So we'll have to see how Tristan can do on trying to qualify. I think he's got a pretty decent shot here on this road course. Very hot, slick day, clear, 88 degrees, and a slight wind out of the north for these drivers to deal with today. There's Dylan Young, the points leader, coming into this one, as well as that car, top of the owner's points. Dylan Young will be racing guaranteed, just a matter of if it will be on speed or on his points. Good to see Jonathan Zorline. He will be officially making his debut in the 25 car this week. An error on my part, and he was not actually on either of the qualifying rosters, unfortunately by my part, and they did miss the race. So Zorline, in his first official attempt at trying to make a Coke Vanilla Cup Series race in that 25 car, comes into this race down in the driver's points, and that car 37th in the owner's point speed, probably going to be a major factor here for Zorline today. Jim Casella, the Hall of Fame Racing Chevrolet, there on track as well. The Chicagoland winner, 21st in the driver's points, looking fairly good in that respect. Just going to try and make this race in on speed and not have to worry about whether or not that 96 car is good enough on owner's points to make it. Troy King also has gone to victory lane and comes into this race top 10 in the points. Should be no problem for him making it, but I've been shocked before, so not going to rule anything out really, in all honesty. Troy King, though, should be racing come Sunday. Ashley Brock currently sits herself third quickest. Not sure how good that lap legitly is. After all, a lot of these guys still just getting up to speed, but the Irwin Tools Ford knows she will have to make it in on speed. The Australian not been all that good this season, but is higher in owner's points than two of her teammates, so hey, she's got that going for her. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do there. Jake Baskinger brings back the AsthmaControl.com Chevrolet this week, as Baskinger has to still make it in on speed. Fourth lowest in the owner's points coming in for the number 18. It's been a very miserable season for all the Gibbs cars. The top Gibbs car comes into this race 45th in the owner's points. Not good at all. Tom Shelley knows he will, or actually no, he is not locked in. The 45 car is 6th in the owner's points, but should be fairly safe to make it in. But Tom Shelley not going to be able to totally rely on points. So speed going to be an important thing as well, trying to make it back into the top 5 in owner's points for that Wells Fargo Tire Kingdom Dodge. Eric Enrage comes into this race 19th in the driver's points. Not quite sure where he's at in owner's points, as now the speed's starting to pick up. I think we're starting to see where they want to be at. Enrage, remember, does have the Coke 600 win to his credit this season, so looking fairly good to make the chase as long as he doesn't start missing like every single race. Hiroshi Kazuyoshi currently has the quickest time, a minute 17.39, and never mind, Jessica Shelton now takes that spot, minute 17.188. But Kazuyoshi comes into this race pretty much in a make it or break it type of situation. 36th in the driver's points, still looking for that first win. A little bit higher than that in the owner's points though for the 59 car. Matt Dixon has to make it on speed. It's been a really bad year for the Ganassi cars as well. Top Ganassi car comes into this race 40th in the owner's points, and that is the 41 at Cosmic Nova. Kind of a shocking thing, really, that Matt Dixon has struggled this much. He was one of the chasers last season, finished third in the points, but just has not been able to get the hang of that Ganassi Dodge this season. Henry Powers, 7th in the driver's points, currently 20th quickest on the speed charts at a minute 18. That should pick up here. No, it does not. Wow. We should be seeing Henry Powers race. I believe he is 8th in the owner's points coming in that 90 car. There's Mary Shelley, the most recent, or the past champion there, driving a car with a blue bumper. That's interesting. But Shelley, currently 16th quickest, comes into this race 15th in the driver's points, and still without a top 5 finish this season in that 38 car. That is just an absolute shocker if you ask me. Allie Nelson currently finds herself 6th quickest, still looking for that first career win, and comes into this race the lowest of the Bill Davis racing cars in the owner's points, and that is 26th. An absolutely amazing job by all 3 Bill Davis cars this season, the 22, 23, and the 55. We'll talk about the other 2 later on, obviously, but Allie Nelson, right now looking good, but, I mean, that time, we'll have to see how it holds up. Now down to 7th quickest. That would be the last one to lock their way in through this group if the times hold up the way they are. Will Lewis, currently 3rd quickest, minute 17:39. He is the top Roush car right now this season. Currently sits 34th in the owner's points, 39th in drivers. Actually a little bit lower than his teammate Levi McIntyre in terms of the driver points. But that 6 car has the most owner's points out of any of the Roush cars this season. There's Jessica Shelton, the car that is quickest in this session so far, the Cinnabon Dodge for Petty Enterprises. Comes into this race 39th in the owner's points, but 34th in the driver's points. We'll have to see if the 43 car is able to hang on and make this race and try and move her way up into the top 30 in the driver's points. Cosmic Nova, currently 13th quickest. We mentioned he is the top of the Ganassi cars this season. And that is even including the Ware Ganassi Racing number 30 that Ish Taylor drives. That sometimes is a Ganassi car, sometimes a Rick Ware car. But Cosmic Nova, 13th right now in this session. Comes in this race 41st in the drivers for car 41. It does not like me moving the mouse, does it? Jeff James, currently 15th quickest, the unsponsored car. Well, now he's down to 16th. Not much to say here now at this point. They've missed about 4 races in a row in that 00. Tried switching up to a Chevy as well with this unsponsored car. Not a lot to say. 27th in the driver's points and really just struggling all around. Preston Plord also struggling this session. 27th quickest right now. And for Preston, he's 8th in the driver's points. Should be able to race, but that is a major shocker that Preston is down that far. Kyle Matthews currently 23rd quickest in this session. Wow. Kyle comes into this race 13th in the driver's points. I would expect him to be making this race as well, but right now it looks like he's going to have to rely on his points to be good enough to make this race. Ben Newark, the most recent race winner. Bad Boy Motors on the 23 this week. 22nd quickest right now in this session. And Newark 22nd in the driver's points coming in as well. Not quite sure where he's at in the owner's points. Should be right around there though. But Ben Newark, a great job there to hang on to the victory, or get the victory at Daytona. Spectacular drive, now trying to shape his way into the chase and at least have one Bill Davis racing car be one of the final 16. Stephen Pollard III is currently 10th quickest at a minute 17.845. The times are just so spread out, it's amazing to me. But 10th quickest right now for Pollard, and he comes into this race 14th in the driver's points, a little bit farther down than that in the owner's points. I believe they're about 16th or 17th as he gets the wall there off turn number, I believe that's 11, I don't know. I'd have to check the number of turns. Sam Curtis there in the 66, 12th quickest right now. Sam just got back into the top 30 in driver's points last weekend after Daytona. Sits 25th in the driver's points coming into this one. A spectacular job by Sam Curtis so far this season. Just trying to make the chase though. Axel Casella currently sits 11th quickest right now at a minute 17.886. Casella comes into this one 24th in the driver's points, but still without a win, so really doesn't matter where he's at in points in that respect. Just trying to make a race, trying to earn some of the points, just hoping that maybe one day it would be his day to go to victory lane. That's Stan Hoover Motorsports Ford. I think that's about everyone. Amy Shelley, 21st quickest, second in the owner's points, and will be racing here regardless, even if that minute 18.018 is not good enough to make this race. Currently 18th quickest is the 00, and I will just stop talking now. Time is going to run out here. Flying laps will count. We will watch Kyle Matthews see if he can't improve on that minute 18.199. You see his last lap just 1,000th of a second slower. If he can get up to a minute 17.959, he might have a shot. Or at least he'd have a better shot, definitely. to help off the 45 here. We saw the 19 of Matthew Marias jump up. Someone else just jumped up as well. Not quite sure who it was. Kyle Matthews, though, moving to the inside of the 45. That might help give him a lower line. Might help that time just a tad. Off to the final turn for Kyle Matthews. The time gets the wall, but the time is still going to be minute 17.969. Not quick enough. Well, he's going to be a little bit closer, but I still doubt that time's going to be quick enough, as Hawkins just ran his quickest lap as well. And that should do it. This lap should not count for Troy King. And no, it did not. So, the top 7 from this group: Jessica Shelton, Hiroshi Kazuyoshi, Will Lewis, Ashley Brown, Tom Shelley, Matt Dixon, and Allie Nelson. They will all race, as well as, well, actually, I don't know anyone else. Sorry. As well as those that are in on points, I should say. Mary Shelley looks good. She may not have to use that past champions provisional.
To your cars.
But with that said, that pretty much means that Alex Hawkins is going to have to fall back on his speed with Ashley Brock making it. So I don't know if Hawkins' speed will be quick enough to get in. So the times we will be watching, the minute 17.645 by Allie Nelson. We'll also be watching that minute 17.946 that was run by Troy King. We'll be right back for group number 2. We are back with group number 2, and first out onto the track will be the 10 of Sky Commons. The Valvoline, or the Stanley Tools Max, or whatever this car is. I forget the sponsor exactly. Max Extreme is on the cover. You got Stanley Tools on it. Either way, Sky Commons will be racing this car come Sunday because he is locked into this race on his points. 3rd in drivers, 4th in owners' points. And it's just a spectacular job for a car number that, for the most part, has never really shown much other than at California. And, I mean, that team now became the 14 that DJ's running. Both cases, the car has been very good this season. Quite the surprise to me, in all honesty. Robert Pollard, the pole sitter last race, he's got to make it on speed again. 44th in the owner's points coming into this one in that Inner Rush 72 for CJM Racing. Charles Sanford in the 05 car, West Coast race, so they're bringing out the Squishy Mobile, back 20th in the driver's points, a little bit around the same in owner's points, has the Daytona 500 win, so is in the chase as long as they can, as long as they make or stay top 30 in points, they will be in the chase. Let's put it that way. Mason Neal should be racing on Sunday, 11th in the driver's points, fairly well in owner's points as well. Quite the shock that it's this car that is leading the 2 Penske cars this season over Momo Akari, the veteran driver who has been in the series for a couple seasons now. But Mason Neal doing a spectacular job bringing back the Altel Circles Dodge this week. Going to try and move into that top 10, maybe look for that first career Coke Vanilla Cup Series win. Chris Washer's up here in the 5 car, 4th in the driver's points, and this Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet will be racing because they are top 5 in the owner's points as well. Great job for Chris Washer, pretty much the one main highlight that they have so far this season. To their credit, a lot of the other cars kind of struggling to make the races and kind of, as a result, towards the bottom of the points. Max Newworth has to make it on speed in that number 4 car. 5th lowest in the owner's points coming into this one, 53rd. And amazingly enough, they didn't bring the road course car this week. Brought it to Daytona, but didn't bring it here. That Forward Air Chevrolet for Morgan McClure Motorsports. Just trying to do something that his teammates been able to do and just try and build some momentum going this season. Theo Stegall in the 15 Quaker State Chevrolet comes into this race around the 13th spot in the owner's points, I believe. I'm not quite sure where this Quaker State Chevrolet for DEI comes in. I know that they are the one car is the lowest DEI car in the owner's points. I know that. But not quite sure where Theo comes into play on that. Just trying to make races, build up some momentum going into next season, figure out where he's going to be come season 5. William Duncan in that 48 car comes into this race 38th in the driver's points. Pretty much going to have to make it in on speed if they are going to race. I know that for a fact. It's going to be interesting to watch William in the closing stages of this season as I try to move some stuff around. Really trying to look at some stuff and see where everyone's at as time's starting to get a little bit closer to where we're looking. Mama Akari is currently 14th quickest, but that time still just getting up to speed. Akari comes into this race 23rd in the driver's points, and that car a lot lower than that in the owner's points. Seth Cole in his one effort in the D&Q race didn't do it the best and got the wall there, so still not quite down to the time yet for that Allie Nelson ran. Chris Louvier trying to bring Superman on the car, but has not been Superman this season. Currently 11th quickest though, that Pepsi Chevrolet. Has to make it on speed. They are the lowest of the Hendrick cars still running. And Gene Sanford will race. That is confirmed. That speed is quick enough to be in the top 7 of the other group. Sam Young, pretty safe lock, as well as now Mason Powers will race. Minute 17.240. Second quickest lap of the weekend so far. Now the question is, can Gene Sanford up that time as she comes in this race 9th in the driver's points, the top Bill Davis racing car this season. Domino's Pizza on board this week, and currently second quickest, knows that they will race, and that is big for this team. They've not been locked into a race yet this season, but they've just been consistently making them week in, week out, doing a spectacular job this season. Unfortunately, none of these efforts have come to fruition to get that first win of the season that they are looking for so badly right now in that Bill Davis camp. Now that their teammates got a win, pressure's on the 55. Ash Curtis, currently 24th quickest, has to make it in on speed if they are going to race. They are 47th in the owner's points coming into this one for French Row Racing. Still a decent effort, although 10th quickest. Nice job there. This just in. Zach Kreller will race. I don't know who that exactly bumps out of the field, though. I believe it would be the 41 that bumps out. Gets bumped out. And his time was pretty iffy from the first group. Eric Powers, Toys for Tots, minute 17.8. Wow. This group's got a lot quicker lap times. Yeah, this group's got a lot quicker lap times than the other group. Oh boy. So it's probably going to be I'm not sure who the bump spot's going to be, but Eric Powers currently 15th quickest, mid 17.8, 32nd in the driver's points. Not quite sure where they are at in the owner's points. As Brennan Patterson walks his way into the race, minute 17.6. Sam Young's looking pretty safe as, wow! William Duncan has put himself into the race as well. Minute 17.585. Sam Young, 30th in the driver's points. The all-crucial spot that Charles Jackson, Levi McIntyre are trying to chase down this week, as well as Jessica Shelton in the 43. 3 cars with a win. They're trying to just try and get into the top 30. They want to make that chase so badly. Steve Pollard, 28th quickest right now, minute 18.5. But Steve Pollard knows that he will race. That car is high enough in points to be locked into this race weekend. And for Steve, still looking for that first win of the season. It's been since season 1, but then again, he took like a season or 2 off there as well. But it's been a while for Steve since he last won a race. Dylan Thoreau is currently 12th quickest, minute 17.777, 29th in the driver's points. If he missed the race, I know some people that would also be very happy. The people I just mentioned. Theo Stegall is in, minute 17.525. He will race. It's pretty safe to say some of the people that will race just haven't gotten it yet. But Dylan Thoreau, 29th in the driver's points, still looking just to make the race. Seth Cole on track, 10th quickest in this session, minute 17.706. Dead last in the owner's points, has to make it on speed. Charles Jackson, the McDonald's Dodge, 16th quickest right now, minute 17.873. Uh-oh. Not quite sure what happened there. It's almost like it registered that my mouse clicked off the screen for some reason. I'm sorry about that. As I was trying to say though, Charles Jackson, 31st in the driver's points, has to make it back into the top 30 to be able to be chase eligible this season with 2 wins so far. I'm really peculiar. I'm shocked by what just happened. I don't know what happened there, because I didn't click off the screen either. Mason Powers knows he will race, had to make it in on speed. 58th in the owner's points coming into this one for the Subway Ford for Roush Fenway Race, or for Roush Racing. They're not Fenway yet. I'm sorry. Roush Racing there. They've been struggling all season long. Zach Kreller, 5th quickest right now. He is 45th in the owner's points. Top Gibbs car in the owner's points coming into this one. Of course, that's what happens when you have 3 rookies driving for the team. Hopefully, some of them will be returning for next season so that they can have some stability. Maybe have an improved jump up the point standings a little bit come next season. DJ Curtis is 18th quickest right now, minute 17.933. 17th in the driver's points coming in. Still looking for that first win of the season. Is okay. Not quite sure what's going on really, but okay. There's Levi McIntyre, 19th quickest right now, minute 17.978. That time probably going to have to improve if he wants to make this race. It's really close. You know what though? The time's actually not that different in these, between them when you look at the top 18. This actually will work. Okay. So, Alex Perkle, the DEI Chevrolet, the weakest of the DEI camps so far this season, if you look at owner's points. 27th quickest right now, just trying to get a clean lap in, really, if you look at it. As there you see, up to 16th, minute 17.863. The key was just, it was a clean lap for Perkle. 16th in the driver's points coming in. Dylan Casella, 28th quickest, minute 18.376. He also just needing a clean lap, really. And you figure he probably will be in the top 18. But Casella has to make it on speed. 57th in the owner's points coming in. Kenny Bale is currently 27th, minute 18.337. His lap not all that good either, and he is having to make it on speed just like his other 2 teammates. There's Brian Patterson, 6th quickest right now, minute 17.621. Knows that he will race, so that's good news for them. 37th in the drivers. They were actually 41st in owners and had to make it in on speed if they were going to race. They had gotten bumped out by Matt Dixon making the field, so Patterson making it bump someone else out. Daniel Day is 26th quickest, minute 18.183. Needs to just get a clean lap, and like so many other people here, 28th in the driver's points coming in. If some of these guys towards the bottom here miss it and some of the guys just outside make it, this could be interesting leaving Riverside. Ish Taylor's Ganassi car this week. 15th quickest, minute 17.798. 43rd in the owner's points, had to make it on speed. Kyle Collins is currently 24th quickest, just looking for a clean lap, and they actually did bring their road course car this week in the 32 car. Not looking like it's helped them all that much, but they are 12th in the driver's points, so you would figure points should be good enough to make it in on that way if they miss it on speed. At least one would hope. Got a clean lap. Let's see what the time is. Minute 17.6, up to 9th quickest. One hell of a lap there. As that actually will cover every single car I needed to talk about. Covered them just in time to watch for 42 seconds. That should be it. Flying laps will not count at this point. Sanford actually ran his quickest lap, moved up to 8th quickest. And that actually was a time quick enough to lock himself into the field. So great job there. Top 9 in this group ran faster than the top 7 in group number 1. Just to point that out. But that will do it for qualifying, as I didn't even know Steve Pollard jumped up to number 1. And he will be the pole sitter. Steve Pollard is on the pole. That is what I will say. For the top 36, you're just going to have to wait and see, as it'll be right after this. I'm Gordon Fenton 1. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.